So Richard, this year's tech trend, this one is titled Inevitable Architecture. I guess the question I have, inevitable for everyone or just a few?
Oh, John, it's inevitable for everybody. All of our clients are being disrupted today, and it means that they need to change their business processes and the underpinning technology faster than ever before. And quite simply, the monolithic architectures around applications and infrastructure, fixed infrastructure, just isn't capable of that level of change. And the inevitable architecture, which is microservices and open source components loosely coupled together to generate new capabilities, is the way that they're achieving those new benefits and new revenue streams.
So Richard, this sounds like the way any new organisation will have been building their applications. Is that true?
Well, John, not necessarily. I mean, it is easier for a new organisation to develop in this way. But take Uber, for example, 6 years old, and they very publicly redeveloped their core application. And they've done that so that they can use this inevitable architecture concept of microservices and coupled together components to be able to maintain a stable core for their taxi booking application, but also innovate their adjacent services much more quickly in response to local market demand or additional services they want to add. But John, you work quite extensively in financial services, and I think there's some applicability there too.
Oh, absolutely. I think there's a business and in an industry with a lot of complexity, large-scale application environments, 5,000, 6,000. And so I guess the organisations today are thinking about, well, how do I take those applications? Do I look at containerization to try and abstract those applications from the underlying infrastructure? And some big organisations are looking to do that fairly aggressively, a year or a couple of years to get the majority of their applications into that sort of environment. I guess for them, the promise of speed, agility and flexibility is something that is a position they want to get to. Particularly with the demands that continually come down from the regulatory environment and just business growth.
So John, another interesting example is artificial intelligence. And you simply can't buy an artificial intelligence product out of the market that does everything you need to solve your particular business problem. So most organisations are taking services and components and integrating those to provide that specific automation or intelligence function that forms part of their new business process. And
I guess the interesting thing I'm seeing is this whole new way of putting applications together, right? A whole new set of skills and a different way of thinking and a different way of problem solving. Are you seeing the same thing with your organisations, and particularly how the CIO and the IT organisation getting their heads around this?
Well, John, we're working with a couple of CIOs currently, and they're in the process of breaking down that monolithic traditional IT structure into a product-based structure. So IT professionals who have a product and application-centric view that spans a number of disciplines, which right from the application through the integration layer. So
this sounds like some speed and energy getting behind the DevOps movement. We talked last year about right speed IT. It seems to be right front and centre and really driving quite a cultural change in the way that IT organisations are structured and come together.
It is, John. I think it's the recognition that there are some areas of technology now which speed is more important than efficiency. And that's really radically beginning to change some of those IT structures and change how the processes within IT work.
I guess how are organisations making a start on this? What are they doing, and what's your thoughts on, what should they avoid?
Well, John, I think the smart organisations are taking this from a business process and product-centric view. So they're looking at innovating where there is business value, and that's driving those productisation within the IT function, and it's driving where they take the components and develop the inevitable architecture.
So Richard, this transformation, a lot of legacy to unpick and a lot of change to face into. So where should an organisation start? What would be your thoughts or recommendations?
Well, I think, John, that smarter organisations are breaking up their application portfolio to understand where they need to commoditise and where they then also need to invest more to develop new products and services. And those areas where those new products and services are required are where we're seeing these new techniques around the inevitable architecture really gaining some ground. But those are underpinned, John, by some key principles. And those principles will include not forgetting to secure your new cloud-based services. So extending security beyond the perimeter into those cloud services. Understanding data and data protection, the new operating models that you need to effectively underpin these services whilst maintaining the stability of your old operating models, and talent strategies to retain your talent and develop those new talent, develop talent with new capabilities as well as hire new people.
So in summary, as the title of this trend suggests, there is an air of inevitability about this. Organisations, to respond to the challenges they're facing, the disruption in their business, are just going to have to embrace this, face into these challenges, bring new skills into the organisation, and really look to re-architect the applications that underpin their critical business processes. Fascinating year ahead and exciting.